What is up, good people? Crypto Prepper here. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Today we're on CoinMarketCap looking at a fear and greed index of 53, and we are going to work our way down this list, skipping Hyperliquid and this Unis SEDLEO. And we're going to do find the best Bitcoin Cash trading bot for 2026. So I skipped Hyperliquid because it is available on Coinbase and Kraken, but I couldn't do a 365-day back test because it's only been on there for a few months. And then this one isn't even available on Coinbase or Kraken. So Bitcoin Cash it is. So what I did first to try to find the best Bitcoin Cash trading bot of 2026 is I went to our grid bots. And I went back to uh it's not shown here because I've got it so spread out. But I went back to April 15th, basically a year ago, 2025, and I measured from that candle. So assuming you would have started this bot a year ago and took a measured move to set your grid 50% above and 50% below, and then moved your high price up and down to get your spread there. So that gives me a protection of a low price of 165 to 510, up to 510, 50 grid levels. So it defaults at 100, but what I found is the 50 actually gives you a little bit better return. So I'll show you that here real quick because you can see that's the only thing I've changed, starting with $1,000 initial investment, and my APY on that was 17.2%. So taking it back to the default 100 grid levels, it will return a little less than that. Not too bad. Still 14.86, but 17 is definitely better. Okay. So then the other thing that I did with Bitcoin Cash, because it hasn't been as volatile as some of the other coins in the market over the last year. Went up from 310 to 620. So it doubled over the year and then crashed down like 35%, I think is what I measured earlier, from its high on January 6th, 7th down to today. It's 30 down 35%. So where other coins have, they fell 60%. So what I did here was I played around and took a measured move from the same day. Instead of 50% up and down, I went 35 up and down and moved my bars up there. So then running a back test of that, and this is with the 50 grid levels, you can see how it it's always going to trail up on its way up, and then it takes out these bylines underneath. I don't know why that took so long to update there. Let's see. Okay. So, it trailed up and then brought the bylines up as well with it. So even crashing down on February 5th, where that's where it's currently at now too, it still didn't get anywhere near the bottom here. So I could probably go a little uh, more less I could go a little less conservative with the settings, and instead of doing 35 up and 35 down, I could probably go 20. But on 19%, actually, let's go ahead and do that so you can see my process here. So I'll just click and drag these. And what did I say? 20? We can try 20 up and down and see what kind of return that would give us. That is not a whole lot of spread there, but let's just see. So that is the only thing I changed. So we went up to 23.75, but that has also let us fall out of range. So here where it in April, I guess it fell down lower than its Where's February 5th? Oh, way over here. So February 5th, it got down to 424, and it got even lower on April 12th. So that's not something that the rest of the market has done. So let's see if I took this up to 25 and 25. And then we can drag just so my orders get as close as I can to the tips of those arrows. Okay, so 25 and 25 should have given us the protection so we never fell out of grid. Oh wow, that gives us more than enough. So interestingly enough, 20 and 20 let us fall out of grid. And I think, I can't remember what it was, 23. So it didn't really give you a whole lot better return. And you still had, you're not worried about it falling out of range. Okay, so 22, 23% APY is what we're looking to beat on Bitcoin Cash trading bots. And what I did was I went to our DCA bots that I started the channel talking about, because at least in most cases, you can do quite a bit better with the DCA bots. Plus, they are they don't look as sad, and you can see how even if we're not up a lot, we're still all in the green. Where if these were grid bots, you would see like a total P&L and be in the red, even though if your bot profit was more than enough to cover that. So, and just the DCA bots, they make you feel better. They hold your hand a little bit better than the grid bots. But I like them both. So I have talked about my pros and cons in other videos. But let's get to talking about this DCA bot on Bitcoin Cash. So you can see on Coinbase, here we go. We've got our pairing. Our initial investment is 1,000. Our bot settings are 31.25 as the base order amount, 968.75 as the averaging orders amount, averaging orders quantity at 5, averaging orders step percent at 5, and our price change percent at 5. Excuse me. And then you will also want to make sure you turn off your pump dump protection underneath the risk management tab. So you can see I've already run these back tests, got a 27% APY, and then we'll look at this back test to see what we think about it. So we'll spread this out so we can see the whole year. So we've got a really nice return, 27% APY. We have no limit orders underneath. So this bot would be fully vested right now and would just have to move up 5% from your take profit is going to be around or your DCA with these bot settings, if you were to set this up a year ago, would be 459. So it would have to move up about 5%, which about the 487 range for it to take profit and give you a nice $50 little pay amount there. So it doesn't have the limit orders underneath it, which that's the second thing I usually like to see. I really hold that high on the priorities. But this one, because we are right at a support, I don't feel so bad about these settings here because we got major support. We haven't gone underneath this level since June of 2025. So almost a year in this range, and you're right at the bottom of that range. So I wouldn't necessarily feel bad about this having these settings working for me. I really like that APY, obviously. But what I did for you too was I took this price change percent under the take profit tab down to 4.5 and ran the back test there. You saw 27 before. This is interesting. So even with my take profit percentage being less, it actually gave me a higher APY and has my continuation lines here. So this bot is not fully vested right now, and it will protect you all the way down to 359. So I'm going to call, no, of course, nobody knows what's going to happen in the rest of the year, but just based on the last year back test of all these different bots, I'm going to say this is going to be the best trading bot on Bitcoin Cash for 2026 at a 28% APY. So the only difference was that price change percentage at 4.5%. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully this helped you in your bot making journey. If you do want to get started with this Bitscap trading platform, you can get started with as little as $23 a month, and you can do everything that I showed you except the 365-day backtest. So you're only able to do backtest up to 30 days, but you're going to be able to get 3 grid bots, 10 DCA bots with this basic tier. And then when next November rolls around, you can upgrade to the advanced if you wish and get the annual plan. And they usually have a 50% off Black Friday sale. So that is a heck of a deal. I do have a, referral link in the description if you wanted to copy and paste that or click it if it's clickable and get started with Bitscap, and it'll support the channel with no extra cost to you. All right, hopefully you like this. Give me a thumbs up if you did. If you did not, give me a thumbs down. If you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to the channel and leave me your favorite coin in the comments, and I'll run some bots for you. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.